Hi everyone, welcome to Delta Family Center, home of BELA Preschool. My name's Angela Fedler. I'm the Executive Director for Delta Family Center, the Early Childhood Coordinator for Delta County School District.
And I'm Lisa Mock, and I'm the Assistant Director here at Delta Family Center, like Angela said, home of BELA Preschool, the Backpack Program, and a Family Resource Center.
So today we're going to talk to you about our preschool family handbook. And I know it feels a little bit long, not only to you all, but to Lisa and I as well. But we really want to thank you for being patient, watching the whole entire thing, because it is part of our requirements from the state level. So the Colorado Department of Education and the Office of Health and Human Services requires us to have this conversation with you each and every year, even if you've had children with us for multiple years. Once in a while, there are things that change right in the middle, and this way we know that you know what rules we're operating under, and it also helps you as parents know what we expect of you in terms of pickup, drop off, what children are able to bring to school, and what they need to keep at home. So please stay tuned and watch the whole entire handbook conversation. Shouldn't take too long, and it will be very, very painless, I promise. And then you'll see a video at the end where we conclude our handbook talk and show you where you can sign on the dotted line saying that you met this obligation.
Happy watching. If you have any questions, again, numbers will be posted at the end of this video so that you can get a hold of us if you need anything else. We appreciate the time and attention you're putting into your child's preschool experience. We wish you a wonderful day.
Thanks, everyone. Here we go. We are now to the handbook conversation that we spoke about a moment ago. But before I get started, I want to pause for just one moment and let anyone know that if English is not your primary language, we will happily accommodate and make sure that you have everything in your native language. So please contact us at the BELA home office, 970-874-9517, again, to make those accommodations. Okay, here we go. So page 2 of our handbook talks a little bit about why we have to have this conversation. It talks about the Office of Early Childhood Licensing rules and regulations. Again, those are the regulations that govern what we do with preschool-age children. That office spells out everything that must happen within our walls. We also reside under the Office of Head Start as well as the Colorado Preschool Program. All these entities together make sure that we provide the very best programming possible for your preschool-age children. Okay, next is our BELA Preschool mission as well as Delta Family Center vision and mission. Our preschool mission really is to provide a safe, stimulating learning environment for all ages of children to ensure success with future learning in school and beyond. Next, you'll find logistics. And really what that means is we want you to know what policies we need to fall under, because that really does include Delta County School District policy and procedures as well. Again, we're funded by Colorado Preschool Program, the Office of Head Start, and then we have many partnerships with Child Find services throughout Delta County School District, various grant funders, as well as tuition paid slots. Confidentiality of records is very important to us at Delta Family Center because we service your families not only through preschool services but also through family advocacy services, cooking classes, a menagerie of different things that are available to you as families. With that being said, I know there's always a concern with records and how those informations might be being shared. For Delta Family Center, that's not an issue because we take an oath of confidentiality. We do not share your information with anyone without your written consent. Program goals are stated next. It talks about the physical well-being of your child as well as our approaches to learning, language development, what kind of curriculum instruction we might have for your child. All of those things are listed under program goals. Our primary care policy is next, and really what that does is tells you as parents and caregivers what our responsibilities are to you. We commit to communicate, advocate, nurture, teach, observe, monitor, and evaluate your child while they're in our care so that we can make the very best recommendation for their future educational goals. That leads us into services offered, of which we've already lightly spoken. Screenings and evaluation are a really important part of education, not just so that we know where your child is developmentally, but also so that we can tweak our teaching practices to meet the individualized goals for each student. Delta Family Center offers lots of supports, which I know I've already said, but one of those supports is to make sure that we're providing materials and instruction to anyone, even if their primary language is something other than English. Within that commitment, we vow to work very hard to make sure that our materials are translated, to make sure that we have folks employed by our programming to make that transition easier. Registration and admission is listed next. It talks about the ages of children that are accepted at BELA Preschool and what that admission process looks like. You've already been through most of this, or you wouldn't be listening to this conversation. With that being said, we do serve children 2.5 to 5 years old. You might pay particular attention to this page if you're not sure which age group your child should fall into. For instance, if you're wondering if your 4-year-old could go to kindergarten rather than preschool, you might pay attention to that 4th bullet down, which says children must be 5 by September 1st to qualify for kindergarten. Delta County School District's kindergarten policy states children must be 5 on or before September 1st of the given year to be kindergarten eligible. If they're not, it's okay. That means we get the privilege of serving them at preschool. Down further at the very bottom of this page under admissions, it talks about what the required documents are for admission to preschool. We will need to have current immunizations, a birth certificate, proof of county residency, and your most recent 1040 or W-2s that you worked with your income tax returns on. And you might wonder why we need those personal bits of documentation, and that's so that we can find the most beneficial funding for your child in preschool. Without all 4 of those documents, there's a likely chance that your child will be tuition-based. Next, you'll find information about how to sign in your child to preschool and how you need to sign your child out from preschool. And what I really want all of our parents to remember and know is that this is really the most important piece of your day. This is our written accountability measure to know who's in our care and who is no longer in our care that may have went home early for the day. So when you bring your child to school at any of our centers, please make eye contact with your teacher, physically sign them in on the sheet that's given to you, and then have the person that's picking them up make that same eye contact and physically sign them out upon dismissal. If it's early dismissal, that's fine with us. Your first stop needs to be at your office and then to your preschool teacher. I get a question a lot about what age of person can pick my child up. The only people that are eligible to pick up any preschool child must be 18 years or older. So if you have a high school student that wants to help you with this chore and is 18 years old, that's a great option. However, if your siblings, helpers, whomever they are not 18 years old, please ask them to bring someone 18 years old or older with them that is located on your emergency paperwork. We talk a lot about attendance at preschool, and you'll get lots of phone calls about attendance at preschool because preschool isn't just daycare. Preschool is one of the most foundational parts of your child's academic career. That means they really need to be at school every day at the same time to get the most benefit out of preschool. And our BELA Preschool policy actually states that children must be at school 90% of the time to retain their preschool position. So if we find you're not able to meet that 90% criteria, please expect a phone call from administration, a family advocate, someone that's rooting for you and your family to discover why we might be in this little bit of a bind. We have lots of resources at the BELA Preschool that can help you out. So let us help you. Please pay attention to our attendance policy and know that you will be receiving a phone call if we start to miss your preschool family. Something at the very bottom of that page that I want everyone to pay special notice to is a $1 a minute late fee. There is a lot of value on making sure that your child feels safe and secure while they're at preschool. One way that we help you through that is that we will unfortunately charge you a $1 a minute late fee for every minute that you're late with your child. So if your pickup time is 3:30 and each day you're not here till 3:35, you will have a $5 a minute late fee every day. Now, we do have one caveat, one exception to that rule, and that is if you call and say, oh my goodness, I got a flat tire, I'm running behind for whatever reason, we will not give you that late charge. But we do have to have that communication piece happening between caregivers and the school. Now, if it happens every day, that'll be a different topic. But for all intents and purposes, if you call and you are running late, you're fine. You're not going to be charged a late fee. If you are late every day or we do not hear from you, we will have to revisit that late policy pickup. If you decide to leave BELA Preschool for any reason also, please let us know. There's lots of reasons behind this. First and most importantly, we want to make sure that your family is safe and well attended to. Maybe this program just isn't for you and that's okay, but we might also be able to help a program that meets your needs in a better fashion. We love to have visitors and volunteers in our preschools as much as possible. With that being said, anybody that comes through our doors that's going to spend any amount of time with our students must be approved through a volunteer application process. The volunteer application is filled out by the applicant. It's turned into myself as the director, and it then goes to our school board and through a background check. If you're accepted as a visitor and volunteer, then we'll have you sign up so that we can be accountable to your time when you'll be in the classroom. If for any reason a visitor or volunteer is not accepted into a voluntary status, you'll be notified by the school district. Hours of operation are listed next. That's for all of our areas, Delta, Hotchkiss, Paonia, and Cedar Edge, and each of our rooms. On the next page, you're going to find access to our school calendar. We do align with Delta County School District calendar, and we only have 1 or 2 days that might be slightly different to accommodate for parent-teacher conferences. Another benefit to being a part of BELA Preschool program is the ability to talk with your teachers often. There is so much power behind the ability to feel comfortable with your child's teacher. So in that effort, there are a couple of required pieces. Home connections really are home visits, and that's where we get the joy of coming to your home at least twice a year to see if there's anything that your family might need from us. Do you need us to be more attentive to your child? Do you need us to tweak the curriculum so that it meets their learning style better? And it also gives your child a chance to see their teacher in their home environment. The second way that we get to communicate with you, aside from daily interaction, is through the 2 required parent-teacher conferences. There will be one in late fall as well as late spring. Your teacher will put out a sign-up sheet for you to sign up for all 4 of those opportunities. There's lots of special activities and fun things we do in all of our BELA Preschool programming. Some of them, on occasion, do involve a field trip or a little walk to the park. You will always sign a permission slip for that to happen, and you will always know where your child is if they're off their main campus. Also, on very rare occasion, we will show a video. They are always G-rated videos, and you'll always give us permission to show any videos. Another great thing about some of our state requirements is that we actually have very limited access to videos. It's less than 30 minutes per week, and I will say with BELA Preschool, it's typically less than 30 minutes in an entire month, if that. I do want to add one caveat for videos for all of our families. We run a socially emotional curriculum called Incredible Years. Within Incredible Years, there are short video snippets, a minute or 2 or less, where children are shown examples of behaviors that they can then brainstorm with their teacher. They might refer to this as Dinosaur School, where we have Dinah the dinosaur, and she is actually their social emotional teacher. It's really exciting stuff, and you'll look forward to hearing about it every single day. I know it's really irresistible to not want to send your little one with lots of cute things from home, but we are going to ask you to make sure that if your teacher asks you to bring things for show and tell or anything like that, they are labeled with your child's name. Please make sure that any backpacks, coats, mittens, anything like that is labeled with your child's first and last names, or at least initials if they're too small to get them onto. We don't have a lot of shopping opportunity here in our little valley, and that means that a lot of our stuff looks a lot alike, and it becomes a very big deal to our 3s and 4-year-olds when their jacket gets taken home by somebody else that looks exactly the same. We'll also never ask you to send money with your child to school. So if your little one says, "Mom, Dad, I really want to take this money to school," encourage them to leave it in their piggy bank at home. Money is a valuable thing to all of us right now, and it can also be a choking hazard in a classroom. So please encourage your child to leave their change in their piggy bank. We talk a little bit about photos and social media and what those 2 things look like together for Delta Family Center or our BELA Preschool classrooms. There will never be any pictures that are published without your written consent. Those written consents are in your initial paperwork that you signed when you signed your child up through the online system. Please make sure to let us know if there's any reason that your child's image should not be published. Meals and snacks are a really big part of all of our preschool days. It's all about food, right? So if your child comes to school in the morning, they will be provided breakfast. If your child comes to school in the afternoon, they will be provided lunch. If your child comes to preschool all day, they will be provided breakfast, lunch, and a snack. There's one classroom that is a little bit trickier, and that's our transition classroom. We only have one transition classroom in all of Delta County, and that's here in Delta. That classroom serves 2.5 to 3-year-olds, and they have snack in the morning and snack in the afternoon. It is not a full meal, so please be aware of that. We do reserve the right to ask folks to not bring stuff from home as much as possible. Please talk to your teacher each and every celebration time to see what's acceptable at that moment and what is not. If you decide to send a cold lunch or a cold breakfast with your child, please be aware that it does have to be healthy. If it does not meet state-mandated nutrition guidelines, we will not legally be able to serve it to your child, in which case they will be offered a hot lunch or a hot breakfast at your expense. Please check with each of your front offices to fill out a free and reduced lunch form so that you know whether you'll be responsible for the cost of your child's meals or not. Physicals and immunizations are another tricky part of our preschool world. We do have to have evidence of each in a child's file for them to be in our care. So every year your child must provide a current physical. So if by chance your child was with us last year, they will need a new physical by their in particular due date each year. Immunizations is another tricky area sometimes for parents because there are some folks who choose to be exempt from immunizations, and that's just fine. However, we will need a signed statement that we then have to submit to the state of Colorado explaining your reasons for exemption. If you are not going to sign that release statement, your child must have current immunizations on file at each of the preschool offices. Next, you're going to find information about sick child procedure. So on any normal year, listed below are the procedures that we have for sick kiddos. So your child will be sent home if they have a fever of 101.0 or greater. That's when they have to go home no matter what. But I like to pause here for everyone because I want everyone to understand that we're working with preschool age children. And so even though they may not have a high fever or that 100.1 fever, they may want to go home anyway. And we're going to give you a call and let you make that judgment call as a parent. But they also need to go home if they have a cough or a sore throat, body aches, headache, chills, and fatigue, if they're vomiting or have diarrhea. Those are all indicators that maybe your child should stay home. Remember, the antibiotics, Tylenol, ibuprofen, those kinds of things, just make your child feel like they are no longer sick, but they truly are sick. So your child must be fever-free without medicine before they return to school for at least 24 hours. And remember, these little guys tell us everything. And so they're going to run to school and they're going to say, guess what? I had Tylenol with my breakfast. And then we're going to know that there's something suspicious happening. Communicate with your teachers. Maybe they're getting teeth in and that's the reason for their fever. Maybe they have allergies. There's many, many reasons that children might be sniffly and coughy that we're unaware of. So again, please take on the responsibility of communicating with your preschool teacher. And also, it is really important to call in each day that your child is not going to be at school. If we don't hear from you, then you'll hear from us so that we can make sure that your family is safe and secure. Medications is listed next, and really what this page says is that if we don't have a written prescription and a health plan with our school nurse and your physician, there's no reason that we can have any medications for your child at any school. We cannot give your child Tylenol, diaper rash cream, anything, no matter how innocent it is, without a doctor's prescription and the participation of our school RN. If your child has asthma, if your child is diabetic and requires medication throughout the day, those are all really good things for us to know. So please speak up, talk to your teacher, talk to your administration. Safety and emergencies we take care of in various ways. We have lockdown procedures. Safety is a must at all of our schools. If there are ever any injuries, we always call 911. We have lots of safety and procedures for all of these kinds of things. So if you're ever in doubt, please contact administration at the Delta office. Inclement weather is another little thing that we talk about because we need to make sure that your child is safe and secure. And this might be that it's too hot outside or that it's too cold outside to play. We base our information off of the National Weather Service. We do have a chart that is approved by the Office of Health and Human Services for the correct temperatures for your children to be outside. Please communicate with us if there are any needs that need to happen around inclement weather. Which brings us to sunscreen. If it's too hot outside, we won't take your child out. With that being said, sunscreen is a mandated requirement through the state of Colorado for your child each and every day that they attend preschool. So in your packet of paperwork that you'll get at each of your offices or at your orientations, it will include a sunscreen permission form. That form has to be signed. If it is not signed, that's okay. That means you're going to provide an alternative form of sunscreen to the school for your child. It must be in an unopened bottle, and it will only be used on your child. If you give us permission to put sunscreen on your child, we use a generic version of a spray-on sunscreen before we go to the playground each and every day to protect your child. Potty training is a non-issue. We, of course, hope that parents will have worked on potty training before their little one comes to school. If you haven't gotten there, that's okay. We're going to help you get there. Being completely potty trained is not a requirement. Working on being potty trained is a requirement. And sometimes that takes a whole team of people to get accomplished. No worries, we're going to help you out. Please make sure that you have lots of clothes stashed in your little person's backpack for this need. Transportation is something new this year for the residents of Delta proper. This is on an extremely limited basis. If this is a need that you think you have, please contact administration in the Delta office at 874-9517. Discipline and guidance always comes through incredible years, through the supports of the Pyramid Project and a really solid foundation in social emotional learning. If you have any questions about what that looks like, please bring it up at your parent-teacher conferences. The fee schedule is listed next. And then you're going to find information about quality improvement and parent survey results. So at the beginning of each school year, we talk a lot about what the quality improvement plan is and what the parents from the previous year said we need to do differently or more of. What are things that could change that would make preschool the very best place for your family, for your preschool family? So look for the quality improvement plan, look for parent surveys to come out at the first of each year. If you ever have any concerns with your preschool services, please come and talk to administration. Talk to me at the front office of the preschool system, Angela Fedler or Lisa Mock. You can always go to administration for Delta County School District. And if you ever have any concerns with the policies and procedures that the state has put forth, there's information in the packet for you there as well. As a part of a state system, we are mandated reporters. And so this means if we ever have any concerns with child abuse, we are mandated to report those items. And we would also like to offer that service to you as parents. If you have a concern, if you are worried for a child, please come and talk to us. We offer lots of resources at Delta Family Center. We offer Cooking Matters classes, parents as teachers, home visitors. We have our backpack program. We have so many programs that we can support your family with. So please stay tuned for more information on all of those programs. You'll see a link again to our famous backpack program. These are themed boxes completely free to any family that serves children 3 to 5 years old. That's a home preschool box. It supports everything that your child is learning at preschool but at home. Information will be coming your way on that. We also offer lots of packed activities. That's parent and child together time. Often they're at the Delta Center, and then sometimes they're out in the community. So please be looking for flyers and information to come to you about that. In the rest of the packet, you're going to find important numbers that you may or may not need. You're going to see contact information for each of our preschools. And other than that, you are done with the parent handbook conversation. Guys, you did it. You finished our handbook conversation and listened to the entire thing. Congratulations and thank you from Lisa and I.
Great job.
So next you will see a link that comes your way that states that you have completed exactly what you just did. You'll just digitally sign the link, again, that Lisa's going to send to you, that's going to be attached to this video forum, and we will receive confirmation that you have done so. Please remember, without this confirmation, your child will not be registered for preschool. This, again, is a part of our state-directed registration process. So without the video, unfortunately, there is no registration. So please make sure to sign on the dotted line digitally. If you have any problems, however, accessing the digital forum, please contact us at Delta Family Center. I know there have been names and email addresses that have been pointed out all along the video, but again, my name's Angela Fedler. This is Lisa Mock. We're located at 822 Grand Avenue at the Old Middle School, Delta Family Center. Our phone number is 970-874-9517. So if you run into challenges, please reach out to us. We will help you every step of the way. Thank you so much for your time.
Have a great day, everyone. We'll be looking forward to starting your preschool experience soon.